Okay, joining us now is Mark Martin. He drives the number 5 Delphi GoDaddy.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, currently 11th in our point standings. But Mark, I know how much you enjoy this All-Star race, and just maybe for one more time for those that haven't heard you talk about it, maybe just talk about how special it is racing in that race tomorrow night.
Well, you know, it all starts with the fans and the fan enthusiasm. You know, to have something that is that much different than the format that we usually race week in and week out really brings a lot of excitement to the whole thing, to the race fans as well as the competitors, to have an opportunity to race a little bit more all for the win, and not have to worry so much about minimizing or backstopping your strategies, your decisions, or anything like that. You know, you can go out there and it's sort of winner take all, and that makes it really, really special. It's a lot of sparks that fly out there in these races, so it's pretty cool.
Questions now from Mark. We'll start here on the front row, Megan, and then we'll work our way around. We'll go with Tom and then Woody.
Hi, Mark. Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com. Anything new in your future in terms of either next year or 2012 with some of the people that you've been talking to? Do you know what you're doing yet?
No, but still, everything as planned. There are scenarios beginning to formulate, but I would expect it to be a long time before those boil down to real options. It could be as much as a year before those really boil down to real options. So everything's pretty quiet. A little bit rumbling around out there, but. And by the way, I heard you guys talking about the Speedway. I've been around a long time. I came here the first time in 1981. It's always been Charlotte Motor Speedway to me.
But you will definitely be in the 5-car for all of 2000.
Yes.
Go ahead, Woody.
Mark, as with the All-Star race coming up, I'm curious as to how out there you guys think you can get in terms of things you might try that you might not ordinarily try, and how crazy you think people can get with trying new stuff at this race.
Well, it does give you an opportunity to try some things that you're unsure of that might work. That you in a points race, you really do have to backstop yourself. You have to minimize your risks, even at the compromise of some possible performance. So, in this race, it gives you an opportunity to either refine what you plan on using in the 600 or look at a whole new package and see if you want to mess with it for the 600 or not.
Go ahead, Jay.
Jay Pennell with Front Stretch and All Left Turns. You're one of the most health-conscious guys in the garage. When you look at a situation like with Brian Vickers, was that kind of a surprise for you with a guy in shape like that? And does it make you kind of re-examine your health situation going forward?
I haven't re-examined my situation, but I truly, truly feel for Brian. It's just unbelievable to be in a situation where you can't drive. I mean, I can't imagine what that's like to have to deal with. On top of that, being young, a fit young man, it's something that I don't understand yet. The condition I really don't completely understand. Our coach, Mark Malden, came down with this same thing over the winter, and so we were already in tune with it at the 5-car and at Hendrick Motorsports through what he'd been through. But he's not a young man by any means. So. It's a little bit of a strange condition, but my guys did say that if you did have if you had a twitch or you shook your legs or something, you wouldn't get it. So there's no chance in hell that I will get what he got because I shake my I shake my legs too much, so I'm not worried about getting it myself. But no, seriously, my heart goes out to Brian. I'm glad that he's okay, but I can't imagine what it's like to be knocked out of your seat. It's our lives, guys, and it's got to be devastating for him. On one hand, on the other hand, at least he's healthy to a good degree. He's not completely disabled. Like something that might keep you from driving. Otherwise, something more traditional that would keep you from driving. So I feel bad for him.
Other questions? Right here in the middle.
Mark, just going off that, you said you guys have had experience with this with somebody at your crew. What kind of treatment did they go through? How long have they been sort of off to the sidelines, and what did you see?
Well, it would be. I'm not as close to the situation as Alan and because he directly worked with Mark, on a daily basis. I know that Mark, hasn't been to the racetrack this year. And it's a fairly serious condition that they don't want him sitting for long periods of time or anything like that. He's doing fine. That I know. I do see him. Saw him at the shop day before yesterday. But there are limitations on what the doctors want him to do right now, and I just know bits and pieces of the story.
Anything else for Mark before we let him go? Final question right here.
Mark, just a quick one. As a past All-Star winner, you got the 10-lap shootout. Where do you want to be going into that last 10-lap segment, and what's your strategy over those final 10 laps?
I don't get to exactly choose where I am, so I hope to be able to see the front, close enough that you can see the front. And then, there's all different scenarios that put you in position to win that thing, like if you're running third and second place gets into first place and they slip up there's just a million different scenarios and restarts and double, just who knows what will happen. Obviously, I'd like to have the fastest car in the field and be leading, but I don't get to choose that. Hopefully, I get that dropped in my lap, but we've been in different situations at the end of the race, and that's what makes it great for the fans. You don't know, and I can't tell you. I'd like to have the fastest car and be out front, but, even if you've got that, then you'll have a restart, and it's double file, and sparks will fly. So who knows how it turns out,
Mark, thanks a lot, and good luck this weekend.